Hello, I'm David Baker, President of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. A very special place we proudly call the most inspiring place on earth. Today, I'm reaching out to leaders everywhere with a critically important and enormously urgent message for all those who seek to make a much needed, meaningful, and positive change for our country and our world. On a football field, the huddle is a sacred place where we can tune out the loud cacophony of noise that surrounds us. We can stand shoulder to shoulder, look each other in the eye, and listen so that we can all get on the same page to face the adversity that threatens us. In the huddle, we can see who's tired, hurting, and needs help. We can trust each other as teammates, knowing that when we break that huddle with one heartbeat, win or lose, we are one team together, regardless of race, religion, politics, or creed. 167 years ago, another group huddled up on another field. It was the battlefield at Gettysburg, just 4.5 months after one of the bloodiest battles in America's history. They met to dedicate a portion of that field as a national cemetery. Senator Edward Everett spoke for over 2 hours, but then our president, Abraham Lincoln, rose to share in just 271 words, a solemn duty that is just as true today for you and I as it was for those that were gathered there at that time. Lincoln said, "We cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to do so." He added, "The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here." He then issued a sacred challenge to all those gathered. He said, "It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they have fought here, gave the last full measure of their devotion, so that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, of the people, by the people, and for the people." Lincoln's sacred charge on that day, spoken humbly but nobly to a group of mostly white men, was that it is our responsibility as living Americans to complete the unfinished task for a new birth of freedom and create one nation under God. 100 years after Lincoln issued that noble challenge, another great man had a dream of his own. The Reverend Martin Luther King stood in front of Lincoln's memorial and told a huddle of about 250,000 people on the Washington Mall that his dream was that one day his 4 children would be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. In the game we honor at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, character is measured by the yard. And every yard is a fight that takes everyone on the team giving everything they have on every play. I believe with all my heart at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, we are fighting every day to complete the unfinished task of which Lincoln spoke and make Reverend King's dream a reality. And I'd like to invite you as a leader of your family, company, community, or country to huddle up with us and make a substantive and sustained difference in the lives of others. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has 176 living legends that were pioneers in bringing together people of different places, races, religions, politics, and creed to become one team. And in the process, they became the greatest of all time. Hall of Famers are working on over 700 programs across America that are helping Americans to huddle up. Hall of Famers like Darrell Green and Anthony Munoz working on Strong Youth, Strong Communities. Hall of Famer Aeneas Williams serves as pastor of the Spirit-Filled Church, helping people huddle up in race-ravaged Ferguson, Missouri. The Hall is working with high school coaches in a program called Build the Bridge that brings together players from predominantly all-white teams to interact and exchange views with players from all black teams. We are continuing the decades-long work of Hall of Famer Jim Brown and his wife Monique with the Amer I Can program that brings together gang leaders and police to work together and save lives and make our communities safer. We are also the proud home of the Black College Football Hall of Fame and tell the inspiring stories of players from America's historically black colleges and universities. Every one of our Hall of Famers has an inspiring story. Roger Staubach, who went to the Naval Academy and served in Vietnam. Steve Largent, who was the greatest receiver of his era and then served 4 terms in the U.S. Congress. Alan Page, who was a tenacious defender, but then rose to be one of the highest jurists in the land on the Minnesota Supreme Court. Curtis Martin, who grew up in one of the poorest homes in the poorest neighborhoods in America, but truly grew up to be more than a football player, a great man. These and many, many more are the stories that our Hall of Famers share. So I'd like to invite you to join our 176 living Hall of Famers in making a difference by contributing a tax-deductible contribution to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, or by sponsoring one of our Huddle Up America programs, the Black College Hall of Fame, or the very special message of our Hall of Famers. We are a not-for-profit organization, so 100% of your contributions goes to the mission to help America huddle up. I have always believed that if we just spent more money on balls and whistles, helping our children learn how to play together, we'd spend far less money later on for guns, grenades, and missiles. Imagine the change that you can make for a new generation of Americans, led by one team of Hall of Famers, a new birth of freedom for one nation under God. Finally, I hope you will take just 2 minutes to watch this video written and narrated by the great Bill Curry, one of the legendary players and coaches of this game, about the power of the huddle and how it can make America what it could be, should be, and might be in our best dreams.
The football huddle is a metaphor for our culture, imperfect like all metaphors. In that huddle is a bunch of folks that are black, brown, white, red, yellow, liberal, conservative, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Buddhist, and Hindu. We are slim, fat, short, tall, fast, and slow. We are analytical people, and we're impulsive people. We have some of the finest men on earth, and heaven knows we got a few rounders. We have been through the fires of Bear Bryant and Bo Schembechler or some such coach that knows exactly how to extract every ounce of our energy. Americans see all that and they resonate with it. They crave it. They take it and us into their hearts. The men who earn a place in the huddle have experienced the miracle of team. The training camp experience is unbelievable. It is day after day, week after week, 2 a day, 3 a day practices in the heat, often in 14 pounds of equipment. Many drop out, numbers thin, and everybody thinks about quitting. Trust me, everybody. For those who do stay, there is the opportunity to participate in the greatest team sport ever devised. It is the only sport in which every player needs every teammate on every play just to survive. We learn ever so slowly that our differences do not matter in the huddle. When we trudge in after each interminable workout, we know that sweat smells about the same on everybody's body. When we get busted in the mouth, that blood that trickles is the same color. Everybody's tired. Everybody's hurt. It is in this process that the miracle occurs. Men who've been raised to hate each other's guts become brothers. I've seen racists reformed. I've seen the most unlikely hugs after victories or losses. I've seen inner city kids invite country boys from the mountains to go home with them for Thanksgiving dinner, and I've seen those invitations accepted and reciprocated, thus changing parents' lives. Our players become brothers for life. It is what America is supposed to be, could be, might be in our best dreams.